What's up, Snackcast?
Hola.
Welcome back. Today we are going to kind of conclude the whole epigenetics, mind over medicine, Lissa Rankin. The epigenetics were the 8 variables that we can in some way control that affects the diseases we get.
Physical health,
how long we live, etc. Of course, the book, Mind Over Medicine, kind of was a natural follow-up to that conversation that speaks about the body's ability to heal itself, and really mainly around stressors.
Right. Yeah. It's you are instead of you are what you eat, it's you are what you believe.
What you think. I like what you did there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's freeing the mind of ridiculous concern.
And overall, it was, I was actually sitting down talking with my daughter about this. The mind doesn't understand what is a real threat and what is a perceived threat. What is that threat off in the future? And it reacts the same way. Those stress responses cause you into a fight or flight mode. And when you're in fight or flight mode,
it causes hormone dumps.
Yeah. Cortisol, right? When you're in that fight or flight mode, your body is not in healing mode. It's literally like going back to the caveman days when we were running from lions and tigers and bears, and it just was like you're on. Like you're in self-protection mode for right this minute. The problem is it's like this switch, right? And the switch goes off and it doesn't like turn itself off. It doesn't go, oh, the threat is gone. That high level threat is gone. It's almost like you have the ability to stay in that mode. You got to almost tell your brain, I'm no longer in that mode.
Yeah, I think we've all experienced that, even at comical levels, right? You flick somebody off that cuts you off. And
then you're pissed for the next 15, 30 minutes or the rest of the day.
And embarrassed because you realize that you go to church with them. And,
Right. I mean, road rage is a great example, of that,
allowing a perceived stressor.
Oh, wow. And the guy might have just been like, hey, it was just, I'm sorry, I made a mistake.
Right.
And there's you automatically went to the bad place and, you get yourself wound up literally over nothing.
Yeah. So would you recommend the book?
I do. It's got its, Lissa did a good job, but it's got its ups and downs. The middle starts to get, a little soft on details. I loved the talking about Rosetta, Pennsylvania and the community and how important community is, how important purpose is.
Right. Well, I was just sharing with Jerry before you came in, Jerry and Juan, that it seemed like the first half of the book was a lot of data, a lot of case study, and I'd rather have a true crime book than a science fiction, right? I enjoy the real data, real things. The second half of the book, I think it kind of became more theory of application, which is good. It's just not my cup of tea.
Right. I liked the studies. I liked the Grant study. That was really interesting. They talked about the monkeys in the latter half, which was really interesting, right? Why don't you talk about that?
Well, they basically, it was through flashing multicolored lights at them, and I don't even understand how they got them to do this, but they trained these monkeys to adjust their own blood pressure through light signal. So no chemical, but the application of stress and the removal of stress, these monkeys, their blood pressure would rise and decline, and
it's crazy.
All done by the monkey's own
ability.
Right.
What's that old saying that we use 10% of our brains? I think it's just such an unbelievable place.
Got to see that movie Lucy, man.
I got to see it.
Yeah. She frees the mind.
That's cool.
So I would recommend the book. Definitely if you're in any state where you deal with I don't know whether it's you get angry quick
or even if you're in a chronic illness. This is like a wonderful eye opener if you're in a chronic illness state.
So she does get to the difference between curing and healing, right? And it's pretty interesting that she talks about a broken bone. We consider a bone that's been put back together as healed, but is it cured? Because you can never unbreak the bone, right?
That's interesting.
So it's good. I would definitely recommend the read. I would recommend that anyone listening to our podcast, all four of you, that pay attention to your epigenetics. Look it up online, because there are factors that we can contribute, we can control, that do dictate the future of our wellness.
Yeah. And, we talked about how important purpose is and how important community is and, volunteering and all of these different things. Those are ways literally to get out of your own head.
Yeah.
Like, quit worrying about this. You're self-mutilating when you sit at home and you're stressed and you're depressed and how am I going to function? Focus that attention on other people and other problems in this world that you can help solve.
I saw a meme just the other day, and it was stick figures, and it's how we think the world is, and it's you're in the middle, and all of these other stick figures are looking at you and pointing and commenting on you, and then it says how the world really is, and you're still in the middle, but everybody else is preoccupied with their own nonsense. They're not looking at you at all.
That's truth.
So
all right,
guys, thank you for tuning in. Questions, comments, concerns, email us at snackcast@yes.fit.
Stay moving.